covering all your favorite parts of the 50-yard fight. This is the Inside the Walls podcast with Zach Kyleman and Jim Mernier.
To the latest edition of the Inside the Walls podcast, the first in our NAL Championship series. Folks, we've been teasing this leading up to this week that we were going to have a bunch of players, staff, as well as the coaches of the championship teams on our podcast. A massive slate leading into that August 13th clash between the Carolina Cobras and the Albany Empire. Speaking of those said Empire, the first episode, we're going to give you a double dose of some of your favorite players from the Albany Empire. We have Sam Castronova returning to the show, quarterback extraordinaire, or as Jeff Levesque calls him, Supernova on the side. And of course, to bringing him into the show, and Sam is stressing we had to have this gentleman on the show last time. We are glad to have him on board for this double dose of Empire extraordinaires. Nick Haag is with us for this edition, linebacker of the Albany Empire. Gentlemen, thanks for joining me and Jim for this. How are you guys doing? It's pretty much a week until the championship is here. I mean, where are you guys mindsets at now after pretty much going through the bye week?
I'm excited to get this thing rolling and get back to work. I'm sure Sam feels the same way. It's kind of one of those bittersweet things. You get a little break to get the body right and all that, but at the same time, it was kind of hard just because, being on the roll and getting this thing going, it's kind of like you don't want to skip it. So I know we're anxious to get back out there on the practice field and get this thing rolling for this big game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed. Good to be home and rest the body a little bit, but we're ready to get back to work for sure.
Not a doubt. You guys have quite a bit ahead of you here. Again, bringing the Cobras back into the MVP arena. Third time you guys will be facing off at home against them this season. In both, I guess I'll start off with Sam, and then I want to hear Nick's take. Again, we're kind of getting both the leaders of the, or at least two leaders on each side of the ball. So I want to kind of get takes here. You look at the Cobras themselves. Sam, I'll go with you first. What defensively stands out to you in the three matchups, or at least the two matchups you have played against them so far this season?
They fly around for sure. They're definitely an aggressive team on defense. They got a lot of versatile guys too that can play a lot of different positions. So they have three different jag linebackers. They got 6 different DBs that can all change different positions. So definitely a lot of guys to watch out for.
What do you look for on the defensive side of the ball, Nick? What do they do super well?
I think they got a lot of good chemistry. These guys have been playing and they've been gelling together all year. So from quarterbacks to all the receivers and, their O-line and the guys that are interchanging, these guys have been, working together a lot. And they got a lot of speed. They're guys that definitely, hit their routes on time and they work hard. So as far as the up front goes, they like to get physical and, they're not afraid to put their nose in there. So nothing but respect for these guys. And we know what they're about across the whole board. So, like I said, I think, the thing that stands out most about them offensively is their speed. They got a lot of quick guys. Their receivers can all run. So we just got to be ready for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well-rounded group of receivers, as we've talked to me and Jim plenty on this show. That is one of the deadliest aspects of that offense. Without obviously, Nick, that very well. You just brought that up, but quite frankly, definitely a preparation point. For yourself, Nick, I'll let Jim get this next one after this. I just have to ask. When we watch the Empire games, you are your energy level seems like it is at a different height anytime you are on the turf. Like it's almost like we have to pinpoint where you're at because we know it's going to be like this. Let's go! Like like just kind of like hulking out mentality. Where are you drawing this energy from week in and week out? It's consistently at that like high motor, no stop type of mentality.
Yeah, I tell everybody that's how I was raised. My father brought me up in this game with a lot of passion and a lot of love. And it's important to me. It's, been the biggest part of my life as far as, playing wise. So it's something that, I eat, breathe, and sleep. So it's like getting out there every day is just, it's such a blessing. And I tell people as soon as you cross that tunnel, you come out that tunnel, you flip the switch and you're no longer there. You got to be in a different mentality. I tell people it's not a fun thing to go out there and have a guy trying to come and take your head off. So for me, it was something easy to get going because, I mean, like I said, passion for this game, love for this game has always been endless. And to be able to play at the highest level, and now this is my 9th year of professional football, it's a blessing. So each time I take that field and I go out there, I'm ready to give it my all and lay everything I can, for my teammates and for the fans and everybody who represents, the Albany Empire football team. So it's never been hard for me. I mean, like I said, it's just something I've been since a kid. And, my dad always told me, you never disrespect this game. It's not a game you can disrespect. So each and every play, each and every snap is a chance for somebody, like I said, to embarrass you in front of your parents, in front of your loved ones. So for me, it's just, go out there and be the person who's going to do it.
Well, Zach, basically what he described is what we Bostonians think of our sports teams. Like, you got to go out there and perform each and every week or you're going to lose. Unfortunately, I wasn't born in Boston. My whole family's from Boston. So
yeah,
Nick's accent, I'm used to it. I don't know why Levesque doesn't like the accent. I'm just saying. That's like a classic accent. I'm just saying.
It's electric.
But anyways, Nick, you've been in many teams here in the NAL, from the Maine Mammoths, the Jersey Flight, now the Albany Empire. How's the journey been just in the NAL itself?
It's been great. I mean, each and every team I've ever been a part of and signed with professionally it's a blessing. Like I say, nothing's ever guaranteed. And, growing up, my whole dream, my whole life was, to play professional football. So to make that happen and live out this dream, it's so special. And to be around a new group of guys and you meet guys at such a low percent, and you cherish those moments. And, for me, it's just this year, it's finally wrapping up the right way and have a chance to win this championship. I haven't won a championship yet. So that's been my goal. I mean, every year it's not about awards, accolades, that type of stuff comes. But for me, it's about one thing, and that's winning a ring. So, we've been chasing that and we've been working hard for it. And, this group of guys and this team, I mean, we've put our mind to it since day one. And we stuck to that motto and here we are now. And it's like I said, it's just such a blessing. And I thank God every single day that I have the opportunity to do this.
How easy is it to be the Jack with Brandon Cisse? That guy's a beast.
Yeah. I mean, Cisse's an animal. I mean, he's another guy who has a ton of heart, ton of passion, and someone who goes out there and is ready to inflict pain on people. And, you play around, with guys like that. I mean, it raises your level and allows you to, step outside that box as well and, put everything on the line. You got guys out there that are the same thing. They're ready to lay down, and that goes across the board for us. I just, like I said, I mean, offensively, it carries over from my defense, from everybody into offense. I mean, you guys watch the way, Sam plays, and I tell him all the time, I'm so proud of him just because, he goes out there and there's nothing soft about him. A lot of quarterbacks, I'm not going to name names and stuff like that, but a lot of these guys, they'll lay down or they won't do something for that extra yard. And I mean, I remember playing against Sam last year, and I remember, getting a hit into him and smacking around. And I got a good shot on last year with a teammate. And I honestly, I was shocked he got up. I was pretty pissed off, to be honest, because I thought I would have put him out, and he got up smiling. So that's the type of stuff that we are. That's what I love about this team. And across the board, I mean, we have that mentality, that warrior mentality, and it carries over right onto our offense. I mean, these guys are lowering their shoulders, and like I said, I mean, it shows how the motto of this team is built, and it's built.
I'm glad you brought up that kind of that connection from last year with you and Sam. You two kind of have seemed to come together as leaders on both these sides of the ball, and I think it propelled each other to greater heights from previous year's squads. I know, Sam, you were kind of when we talked to you last time, you were getting your feet in the league. This year you really felt like you were getting things down. Is that has to feel more and more so as the season's gone on? I mean, we see it every week. You've seemed to improve every game so far this year, through and through, even through the 3-game losing streak or through the winning streak to end the year. It just seems like your level of play has kept rising up a little bit more, bit by bit.
Yeah, I mean, I got to credit Coach Ware and Prince and all the guys who helped me along, and Warren Smith's been a big help since he came back from his injury too. I felt like I was always a good player, but the last 4 or 5 weeks, I just feel like the game's just kind of slowing down a little bit for me. So it's been pretty cool, and it's been awesome to do that while we're on our win streak.
I'll ask you this first, Sam, but this applies to both of you. What is the impact that Trayvon Short's been for both you guys? He's obviously, on your end of the ball, Sam. He's your guys' running back. He stepped in. It seems like the offense has changed around and fit both you and him pretty well with what Damon Ware's done in recent weeks. And Nick, you get an all NAL guy on your end of the ball. How's it been having someone that can make an impact in, that Iron Man fashion?
Yeah, the first, probably 6 weeks, we were kind of just rotating fullbacks, trying to find who was going to be our guy. And last few weeks, 5-6 weeks, Trayvon's kind of solidified that spot, and he's done a great job because he's not the biggest guy traditionally for a fullback in the NAL. He's only about 220 pounds, but he's done a great job blocking. He's done a great job running the ball. He's a great athlete, super fast. So, and even lead blocking for me, he's done a great job. So it's been a big help to the team.
So, I want to ask a question for both of you guys. Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was just saying. Sam was saying, no doubt about it. Obviously, you get to play, alongside a guy who's high energy and, a guy who wants to, put his nose in the ball. That's, like I said, it makes it easier on your job and somebody you can trust inside of you that's going to make the plays.
How important has Roscoe been for this team this year? He had a crucial deuce last week against Jacksonville. Basically did a nice little pitching wedge. He held his shot like every PGA Tour member does, and it went right down the pipes. How does it feel to have him as coming back after he had his injury, missed a couple of weeks during the season? He hits the biggest kick of the season and basically wins the game for you guys.
Absolutely. It's been huge. We definitely missed him the few weeks he was gone, rehabbing on his broken leg. And it's obviously, you saw the results last game. 2 huge deuces in the fourth quarter, especially the one to steal it. The kid's got ice in his veins because that was a pretty big kick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mark's just he's a hard worker. He's a guy that, when we're at practice and stuff like that, his period's done. You look up, he'll be running the stairs. He's doing a bunch of extra work. He's one of the guys that hits the gym hard with us, and he takes his job very serious. And he's a guy who hates to let down his team. So I've always respected that, and his work ethic, like I said. And he wants to be the best. He demands it, of himself. He's very hard on himself too. So and that's what you want. You want guys who are hard on themselves, who just don't accept average, who want to be elite in all categories in all ways. So I love having Mark out there. He's, like I said, he's a great teammate, great leader, and he's great at his position. To me, he's the best in the league, obviously, and we're very lucky to have him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you definitely can't not be happy to have such a versatile special teams weapon. When someone that when he gets hot, and obviously that stretch away due to injury, I imagine that was just dealing with what you can control at that point. But it's for you guys, and really it's nice for, I think, fans. I know you're competing with the Cobras, but both your teams are going to come in, it feels like, fully stocked with all the weapons at their arsenal. It's going to should look like an explosive game for yourself. I'll tell you one thing though, and I want to touch back. We've been talking about the Cobras, that game against the Sharks. Talk about fireworks from your guys' end. Mark had his own crucial moment in that game, of course, with that deuce, but both of you gentlemen were involved in crucial moments too in this contest. Sam, you converted a 2-point conversion that helped push that lead up higher. And I was going to say, by the way, the scramble ability felt like it just fit your trait really well from this year, getting that 2 points to Darius Prince. And then Nick, that stop that you guys had at the end of the first half. I do actually want to ask you about that. Can you explain to the audience how much more difficult it is to stop a short yardage situation in an arena than, say, an outdoor game?
Oh, it's a lot harder because it's just everything happens, that much faster, that much quicker, just because, it's the high motion guy coming around and, there's less guys on the field, and like obviously being on the AstroTurf, you just moving faster anyways. And, you're limited as far as where you can go, gap wise and scheme wise, as far as defense, you just can't go wherever you want, roll wherever you want. So we had a great play calling where it allowed, me and Shorts to shoot the outside. And it's something you just got to make sure you're confident in, and when you see it, you got to go. So it was one of those things where we just saw the ball go, and I flew out there, and then the guys all traveled, and that's that's what you had. You had, every guy, half the ball, and that's what you need in this game. I mean, it's so important to do that, to shut that down, because that short edge, it comes up so quick, and a lot of guys, they get to that pylon, to that wall that fast, and it's usually an easier touchdown for a guy who comes around in a jet motion like that. So, I mean, that was huge. I mean, it was such a great defensive play, and I think that was momentum wise, and for us as a defense, just something that we could really, hold our head on and know at that point, we can stop anything, and we're ready for anything that's thrown at us.
Mm-hmm. That moment, I think, felt special, and makes it kind of, I think it's been showing how much it looks like you guys have really grown as a unit. I know when Coach Manas, Jeff Levesque, they have the coaches show, we listen to those. They talk about this unit and how much of a kind of a family atmosphere, or at least a really well knit it is. Sam, I'll start with you. How do you attest? I mean, what's your attestment towards that?
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying all year long to everybody I've talked to, like, that this team is like the closest team I think I've ever been on. Like, just everybody gets along. Like, each week we get closer and closer. So it's been awesome, obviously, to be where we're at, but it's been even better to be where we're at with this group of guys.
Nick?
Yeah, I just think it's, like what Sam said, definitely. And it's practice, really. I mean, we challenge each other and challenge ourselves every day at practice. It's like going to war. I mean, we're so hard on each other. And, at times it's almost like we pick on each other. Guys make a play, guys are in each other's faces, getting on them, clowning on them a little bit. But that's kind of what you need. You need guys to, make you a better player and make you rise up. And that's kind of what we do at practice. I mean, we go out there, we go, balls to the wall. We work hard. We, like I said, we really focus on trying to make each other better and making everything we can do harder. Like, Sam will tell you there's times, in practice, we'll give them a look that they have, that they won't get that look. They're not going to see that look. It's almost like ridiculous. Like, why are we doing that? But it's putting them in a position of something that they've never seen, and to have them handle that. And it's vice versa with them. They had a play a couple of weeks back. I was about to lose my mind. We had just got Jake Metz, and it was his first day coming in and playing, and we got him at the jack position, and then we run a quarterback throwback. And I said, I'm losing my mind. Like, they don't even run that. What is going on? But at the same time, that's what we love. That's the type of stuff that makes a championship team, because again, you got guys out here competing, doing things just to really, separate themselves and make everything harder. So, that's what it is. We work hard with each other in practice, and then off the field, we have a great chemistry. We all hang out, and we make sure we love on each other, and, just make sure, we're there to help each other, in and out.
That was Warren, by the way. Warren had a nice catch on that QB throwback.
He did have a quarterback throwback, but I made it ring his neck, because
shout out to
it was
Warren.
just something.
He's got to get back on here now. I got to hear about that.
Oh,
catch.
Yeah.
So, seeing that we got a week off before the championship game, what are you guys doing this weekend to get your mind off the championship game coming up next Saturday?
I've just been home hanging with my family. My wife's pregnant. She'll be due in a month, and exactly a month after the championship game. Actually, right now we're headed to the Bills scrimmage, so we're just doing that. Say hi real quick, honey.
Hi.
Hello.
So we're just hanging out, and then we're about to check out a little bit of the Josh Allen and the boys.
Nice.
Yeah, same thing. Tonight, just hanging with my fiance, my mom, her husband, actually cooking up some lobsters. So I'm excited. That's my favorite food. So we picked up that tonight, doing that before we head back, a little celebratory thing. So we got to be back tomorrow as a team, so we'll be getting in early tomorrow, and we're getting this ball rolling come Sunday. So, I mean, just some downtime. Everyone's still, hard at each other. I did love that before we left. Everyone made sure we knew what the purpose was, and this wasn't a go home and just screw around week. It was a go home and rest up, get better mentally and physically. And guys have been, getting after it, working out. There's guys who stayed up there, and they've been at the field almost every day. So I know everyone's here is taking care of their part and making sure we're ready to go.
Nick, you're making me jealous. I had the best lobster of my life last year in Boston, Massachusetts. So just
better lobster than out here. This is where you get it. So this is what we do.
I know. I did. Now I just want to go back. Just making me want to go back, man. Oh, look, see, Jim's throwing the Bruins hat. It's just a big
I always wear my stuff. 147 Boston every day.
Hey, nothing like the bees, baby.
Yep.
But the only thing I'll say is be careful. You got the Bills fan and Sam over here.
Oh yeah. Oh, we get going. Me and Pistons, we get going.
We get
So
after
it's always
They
it's
can
always
they can have one good year. They can have one good year out of 20 years. They can have that
Just-
1 year.
Just one Super Bowl is all I ask. Just one.
I understand. Gentlemen, thanks for tuning in here. Spend a little time with me and Jim. We wish you the best. Before we go, obviously fans they love players like yourselves. They've been talking about you, Sam, and you, Nick, this whole season. Both of you got message for the Empire fans out here for this weekend's game.
Sam, you going first or me?
You got it, boss.
All right, yeah. Just honestly, like I said, I tell these guys all the time, it's great to play with them, not against them. I'm used to coming into this house and playing against these guys, and they're so rowdy, and it makes all the difference in the world. Fan support is A1 through and through, and we appreciate them riding with us through some of the games that we let them down with. So they stayed strong with us, and they kept the energy intense. And all I ask is them to come to this game and just pack this thing out, sell this thing out, and help us win this championship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, echo that statement, and we appreciate them all year long being with us, and hoping to pack out this championship game, and want to give a shout out to Big Mike Quarter, our owner, too, for taking care of us all year.
Absolutely. Best in the biz.
Awesome. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me and Jim. We wish you the best here coming August 13th at the MVP Arena. Folks, if you're listening, if you're still on the fence about the game, don't be. Go and check it out. Go purchase tickets over there, albanyempire.nal.com, or go through the National Arena League's website, nationalarenaleague.com, to purchase your tickets as well. You can also find the call-in number on the Albany Empire website to purchase your tickets, and come support these guys. Or if you're a Cobras fan traveling up, come support the Cobras, or just come to support and enjoy a good National Arena League game, because, hey, these are the two best teams coming to play on August 13th. Sam, Nick, wish you the best. Have a good one. For my co-host, Jim Mernier, I'm Zach Common saying so long, and we'll catch you with our next episode in just a few days. Don't go away. The National Arena League Championship series of podcasts.
Covering all your favorite parts of the 50-yard fight. This is the Inside the Walls podcast with Zach Kyleman and Jim Mernier.